Hello everyone who just loves to watch a giant airshipy thing being built very slowly. I am BorderWise and welcome back to From the Depths. More specifically, our screw it, we're building a CRAM Canoe. So, this is turning out to be more complicated than I thought it was, and like nothing shows that more than what I'm doing with the breadboard for this thing. Like, I hope you're ready for delicious baked goods, because a lot of this is just going to be sped up footage of me setting up the breadboard and apparently tweaking the aesthetics of the propellers a little bit. So, I have a sneaky suspicion that the whole premise of this damn thing might be incredibly flawed, but sometimes you gotta persist just to see. Well, you just gotta see where it goes, don't you? So I need to individually name. Well, that's what I've done. You are watching the footage of it right now. Individually name every single one of these propellers in order to get them to all correctly do thrust vectoring. So we've got 4 propellers in the front facing forwards and backwards, and on the left and right. So basically, it's just this is a. I guess it's kind of like programming, in that you just gotta remember to like put the right term in the whole damn thing, and yeah, that's basically what's happening here. Is this a good idea? Possibly not. It would have been probably a lot smarter just to stick a big-ass custom jet in here, but the whole point of this build is that I'm following my gut and indulging in delicious canoe-flavored comfort food, and for some reason, I don't know why, but I like custom props a hell of a lot more than custom jets. There's no particularly good reason why, because custom props are, well, for one thing, they're heavy. Each individual, like, custom prop is actually a decently chunky block. And custom jets are just way more powerful and, like, ultimately are probably cheaper. But, like, yeah, the one advantage of, like, custom propellers is that they work underwater. And, although there is another advantage in the sense that custom props, you don't need to plan ahead quite as much, which is, like, you do have to, if you actually want the thing to be kind of, like, idiot-proof, so to speak, as in bits of it get shot off, and it can compensate for it, you do kind of need to put custom, like, think ahead a little bit in terms of the custom propage. And, by the way, this whole Let's Build is, well, this part of the Let's Build is pretty well timed for the breadboard update, because, oh dear, this was me realizing a little bit too late that I've accidentally stuck 2 breadboards on here, which isn't a bad thing. Definitely have enough room for fun and activities in this thing, and a second breadboard isn't the worst thing. And I get to use the breadboard prefab for the first time in, like, forever. So that's super cool, me like that, and getting rid of the breadboard there, and pasting that bread, so it still works, and it's very nice. Unfortunately, I forgot to, like, I forgot to paste everything. That's a problem. But anyway, so, what was I saying? Yeah, so breadboard UI update allowing you to copy and paste and prefab all the stuff it was making this a hell of a lot more easy, I gotta say. So, yeah, this is just me painstakingly just, there is probably a faster way to do this. There's probably a more elegant, bready way to do this. I don't know what it is, but basically I'm having to do your, I'm having to do your, like, twice, in the breadboard, and I have to do, like, what was it, like, pitch and roll, like, 8 different times, because each individual prop responds to pitch and yaw, well, pitch and roll slightly differently, because not only are half the propellers on the back, half of them are facing the other way, and half of them are on the left or on the right. So they all have to respond to pitch and roll slightly differently, and arguably I didn't need to go this in-depth with the whole damn thing, but this whole shenanigans, so to speak, I do want to, well, it's going to get shot at a lot, because the whole idea is that this thing circles very close to the enemy, and is probably going to get shot at a lot, particularly by anything with a decent APS. So that's a problem. Oh, in case you're wondering what the hell I'm doing here, I don't know. I had lost track completely about where the bloody comment block was. This is me just searching for it. So, a handy hint for all you From the Depths content creators out there, or people with ambitions of them, if you're gonna do bread, for the love of everything, just, like, practice your bread beforehand. Don't figure things out live on camera, because you are gonna look like an idiot. Actually, never mind. That, it's almost like if you speed up the footage ×2, it is slightly less cringeworthy when you can't find the damn thing. And yep, that will be good. And I want to leave comments in here because I do have ambitions of eventually putting this on the workshop. By the way, my usual rule of thumb with things on the workshop, if someone asks, I put it up there. And that's it. Otherwise, I generally don't bother because, like, here's the thing. I chase attention on the internet enough with this YouTube channel. I don't feel the need to do it on the workshop. I don't think my builds are that incredible. Although the workshop, that being said, I do think that my builds stand out. Perhaps not in a good way. Like, if you look at the front page of the From the Depths workshop, it's like, it's... What is it? What is happening now? There's I don't know what varies it. There's currently a mod on the front page, which is very nice. Not a mod I particularly need right now. And that probably, like, let's see if you can guess what the mod is. But, like, yeah, like, I don't know, I'm getting off topic here. So, just having to mess around here, because, like, if this is baby's first programming, it does help to test, the program as you go to make sure it's actually doing what you want it to. Very important. So, the yaw appears to be working. That is good, that is good, that is good. I probably also need to adjust the wings. I like the wings on this thing, but, like, we can probably streamline them a bit more. And this is the final test. Yes, and the yaw is working. And now this thing is turning so much better. So I must confess, I did a little bit of combat testing with this thing off camera, just to investigate, like, what it really needed to do, because test as you go, just like with programming and with combat. Well, there's one problem here. You notice this thing is pitching down very slightly, because all the upthrust is very slightly, like, forward, so to speak. Or rather, the propulsion is slightly above the center of drag, which is, like, unfortunate, but there you go. Possibly could move all that down, but I don't want to. So instead, and this is actually affecting its ability to gain altitude, so... I believe in this half of the... Yep, I've spawned in the Death Satellite, and we're seeing how high it gets up in the atmosphere, and you'll see down in the bottom right there, it gets to about 360 meters above sea level, and then it kind of gets confused. So, a reminder for the people who have perhaps not watched the previous episodes of this, goodness knows, I don't remember what I said, maybe I've contradicted myself. The idea is that this is not a space vehicle, but I want it to be at least a little bit space capable, so that it can fly up into space and basically ambush other flying things from above. Because the whole idea, this thing has its crams underneath it, it needs to be slightly above the target in order for best results to happen. So, that is the plan. That was me checking the name of the bloody thing, so have to go into the breadboard and start to do all this, and yes, so I've helpfully labeled on screen there, it's pitch and roll control. And by the way, not to spoil the rest of the video, I do realize towards the end of this that I need to do the same thing with the ion jets, and I might actually get rid of the ion jets pointing forward, because this thing basically never reverses. Maybe I should just make this an aircraft AI instead, except that would screw with the stability, something terrible, and that would be bad. I'm not trying to make a plane here, I've made enough planes. It is plain to see how many planes I've made, and, like, that's no good. Also, just occurred to me that it could be tremendous fun to go snatch something. I made for Platono, my community's custom campaign, and just redecorate it for the Metal Fleet. That thing being the Dauntless space shuttle. And now I should probably link that in chat, not in chat, in the description, so you can see what the hell I'm talking about, because I'm reasonably proud of that thing. I do like a space shuttle. I like a space shuttle that's armed and dangerous, and I'm making a note right here. Dauntless building link in description. Actually, rather than noting it on paper like a primitive person, I'm going to, you hear me go click click? I'm going to note here, right here, remember to link Dauntless Shuttle build VODs. That's a good idea. Like, it's so... I'm so efficient. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Also, I just like the name Dauntless. I think it's cool. So anyway, what we're doing... Alright, so this is basically just a lot of copy and pasting bits of breadboard and just changing the names of it and changing, like, the multiplier as well. I think there's a few points where I kind of pause here because I'm like, I need to think about it, I need to engage my entire brain. Also, this is probably a good time to mention, this is actually 2 different recording sessions super glued together because I recorded for half an hour, got interrupted, and then had to come back, when was it? Like a day or 2 later or something like that. So yeah. I don't think that changes much, honestly. Like, this is ×2 speed. You can see, you can feel past BorderWise's brain steaming, I say, as he tries to remember all this nonsense. So, yeah, it's like shift, click, 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 copy, and paste. Oh, the breadboard update. Oh, I was like, somewhat happy about, like, the update to breadboard when it happened, like, late last year. Was it late last year? I think it was. Man, I should really look up my own damn videos, because I did cover that in an update video. But anyway, I am so thrilled now. Like, I've seen the light. It's like, it's so much easier. It would have been such a gigantic pain in the anus, to redo the breadboard for every single individual propeller on this thing, and I probably wouldn't have bothered. So, yeah, no, this is good. This is good. We like this. We like this. BorderWise like this. BorderWise sit in cave. Learn how to use breadboard. BorderWise bake bread on fire. Ooh. On good fire. Correct temperature. That reminds me, I do need to... My girlfriend literally showed me how to bake the easiest kind of bread the other day, and I should really go get... I should go do that, because that would be fun, and I really like bread. If you ever meet me and may want to bribe me with food, I must warn you, it's really easy. Like, you give me a nice bread, and, like, I will follow your commands. I would totally be that NPC is just like, you shall not pass, and then you just bribe him with bread as saying, you may pass. Every time you pass, bring bread. And then you just give me a bread recipe, I'll go like, neat! You may pass permanently. I'm only saying that because I've been, like, watching reviews of, like, old RPGs and stuff like that. It's just like, alright, so here's where I can shout out what I'm up to on Twitch, just while breadboarding is happening on screen. Like, I have been playing through, like, I have a real soft spot for, like, old, like, especially early 2000s RPGs, because they're so bad. They are so incredibly fundamentally flawed in so many ways that you can't help but like them. It's like, you know, a particularly interestingly shaped dog turd. So, over on me Twitch, we played through Planescape Torment, and we've played through The Witcher 1. Those VODs are lost, however, because they were on the one channel, and then I realized I had to make a different VOD channel for that, because the SEO was terrible. Well, the algorithm was just doing bad things to it. But anyway, now we're playing through The Witcher 2, and RPGs are just bad. Like, even the good ones are just bad in very specific ways. The combat always sucks. Have you noticed? The combat always sucks. It's actually one of the best decisions that the developers of From the Depths ever made, is to remove the RPG elements altogether, because those of you who've been playing this game for a long time... Oh, by the way, this is me giving in to the devil and sticking custom jets in here, because, frankly, this thing needs as much help as it can get to get over the magic time of 400 meters. Or 500 rather. Yep, and there's the transition. This is recording session number 2. Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. And for once in my life, I actually had to go check back the footage. Just like, what the hell was I doing? And it was like, ah yes, this is what I was doing. trying to remember how custom jets work. I remember that. Honestly. Yep, I definitely remember that. So anyway, it's like, yeah, so From the Depths. Those of you who have been playing this game for a really long time, we're talking back in 2014, 2015 days, there used to be like a skill system where it's like you could just freely apply them at will. It's like, and it was not particularly well balanced. It was like almost a remnant of what this game was originally intended to be. This was originally supposed to be like a very much piratey kind of game. Like you would sail the seas and ramshackle deep-water guard kind of things. And like, capture ships and stuff like that. Like Somali Pirate Simulator, as certain people described it back in the day. Which is why, like, for the long time, the community's nickname for, like, Rambot was Abdul. But yeah, so rather tasteless piracy jokes aside, that is not the case anymore. The game has moved in a completely different direction. It moved into a far more RTS-y kind of thing. RTS vehicle simulator kind of thing. So the RPG, the skill points were basically removed completely, because mostly what people just dumped their points into was the repair skill, which allowed you, the Rambot, to repair vehicles incredibly fast, and then switching all the points in that skill to Stormtrooper, which just made your personal weapons, the minigun, the grenade launcher, and stuff like that, really strong. Like, that really... I think that's actually showed off in Robbers' old videos on FTD. It is astonishing how much this game has changed over the years. Although, it has been like... Well, let's see, this game first went live in 2014. So it's been 12 years. It's been 12 years, folks, and the game still gets the occasional update, which is very nice. It's not dead, it's just very restful. Anyway... what's happening here? So this particular thing, I'm not sure if I'm going to stick with these injector engines. People have, I believe on the previous episode of this, actually, people were saying, like, dude, steam boilers aren't that explodey. You don't have to worry about it. And, like, I'm inclined to agree. I might rip out all these injector engines and, replace them with steam engines and just save a bit of room, and especially block count, because I love this spamming injector engine thing. It's very convenient, and it's very redundant. If you have like a zillion injector engines all over the place, like, it's hard to kill all of them completely. And by the way, this is me figuring out that this is much easier. This is a much easier way to test whether this thing could get into space on its own. Is just crank up the minimum altitude. But yeah, what the hell were we talking about? Oh yeah, so I might rip them out for steam engines, because this thing does need a laser system. I'm very much a fan these days of like minimal active defenses. Just make the thing go fast, maneuver well, and have enough firepower that, like, you kill the weapon before it kills you. It's the whole glass cannon-y thing, and glass cannon craft, it's difficult to make a good glass cannon-y cram thing, because crams miss a lot and they fire slowly, so it's hard to... all the time that the cram is reloading, the enemy is shooting at you, and if they have, I don't know, a railgun or a particle cannon, or even just a regular APS, like, a Sabot Sandblaster or something like that, then, like, yeah, they're gonna give you a hard time. This, I might manage it. Firstly, because this isn't that glass cannon-y, its armor is decently thick, or at least it should be thick enough to deal with stuff. And there is some bread I've put on here just to kind of make it more efficient and to free up a lot of power for various things. Like, if you ignore the underside of this thing, it actually starts to look kind of unique, doesn't it? Gonna have to do interesting things with paint. But also we're gonna have to do interesting things with thing here. So, like, I will have to preemptively ask you folks to forgive me, because as I was building this thing, I was thinking, oh boy, I'm gonna do the thing that a lot of people view as a noob trap in From the Depths, and that is having stuff with a lot of alloy in it. Like, I think this thing actually at the moment is quite light on alloy. It's just mostly just a metal skin. But as you can see, we're currently not quite managing to get to break 500 meters. We're just managing it. By the looks of it, I need to go look at things. Am I going to change this? I just realized I put those ducts in backwards, and that sucks. Yep, so we've done that, and now it's not quite managing to do the thing that I want to do. Well, there we go. There we go, it's managing it. It is quite slow, though. And the thing is, this thing needs to get to its correct combat altitude, like, quite quickly. Because if you don't do that, you get shot to pieces, and that really sucks. So here we go. It's just all the metal gets refitted to alloy. May the deities of From the Depths forgive me. And so you can see the difference there, just how fast this thing changes altitude. Is alloy, for anything that maneuvers and has to rely on maneuvering a lot, I think alloy is actually a very, very good idea. Because of the lower mass, the thing has less momentum, which means that it can change its speed and change its direction a lot more easily. So alloy, in that sense, is magnificent. And now, we've got the issue of once this thing's in space, all its propellers are effectively useless. That is a bit of a problem, and we do not like that. That's me checking to see how well anything does here. And this is where I get the smart idea to change how much power is consumed by the propellers and the ion jets depending on the altitude. So basically, it's rather crude, I think, what I've done here. Those people who know how to bake bread well can probably do something a little bit more sophisticated. But it's... I don't want to say it's simple, because, like, remembering my own struggle with bread initially, I never like to say bread is easy. I never like to say From the Depths is easy, for crying out loud. But basically, the idea is that... below 500 meters, it's full power to the propellers, and the ion jets just have, like, a power scale of 1. So they're helping, but they're not, like, you know, they're not eating more power than they need to. But then, once you get above 500 meters or so, which is when propellers get basically useless, the propellers shut off and full power goes to the ions. Which, like, I don't know, it's not the most efficient thing. Honestly, if you want to make a proper space thing... This whole arrangement, by the way, is just because I don't want to use steam jets, which is probably kind of stupid, because steam jets will probably end up eating as much resources as this thing eats, because injector engines are very hungry. You can see how fast resources are ticking down there. And you can see the initial part of it works, the propellers shut off, and now we just need to do the reverse with the other thing. There we go, 200, 200, 200, and this is me just checking to see right there if the propellers turn back on, because that's important. Actually, it's setting up the other thing as well. It took a bit of jiggery-pokery for me to figure out what actually to do here. So do that, and see over there, power output is like so. And that was me checking to see, is that working? Is it working? No, it's not working. Not working at all. And it was because of this thing. The power scale wasn't set up correctly, which simply will not do. We don't like that around here. We like things to work properly. So now that we've done that, we need to double check again. And I probably need to put more ion pitch control just like pointing up on this thing as well. Which, considering it's a hollow space in the snoot and the bum of this thing, we can probably do that. Have I managed to get that working? I guess I must have. And so this is the point where I'm like, alright, so you can't rely on alloy too much. I'm no dummy. I've learned the hard way that, like, even if something is like 99% alloy, a metal skin actually makes quite a bit of difference, because metal is like, it's weird. Like, 30 armor versus 40, that 10 armor makes a significant, like, it's amazing what a difference it makes against high explosive, against fragmentation, against thump. So really, you should, like, even if you are completely addicted to alloy, as I sometimes am, like, a metal skin is a very, very good idea. Cannot recommend it enough. And at this point, I'm like, am I seriously going to spend the rest of this recording session just replacing every alloy brick on the sides with metal? And the answer is, I didn't want to do that. So in my infinite wisdom, give or take infinite, I decided, no, we can be efficient. We can use science and magic and technology like a homebrew D&D campaign to make life easier. So here, if you're wondering what the hell this is, why I'm painting this thing blue, it is not to camouflage it in on an ancient Gallic warrior's face or groin. It is to basically paint the alloy blocks I want to turn to metal and then use the armor replace tool. So I don't actually know if this was that much faster than just replacing the blocks, but it did save having to select the new blocks that I need to do. And also did have to be careful though, because if you're doing this kind of thing, like doing the paint, it is quite easy to accidentally paint one further and like turn something a color you didn't want it to, which when you're painting usually isn't that much of a problem, but in this particular case, issue. So, in case anyone's wondering, bro, why don't you just use the paint tool? Oh, don't worry, I do. And then I immediately remind myself why I don't use the paint tool for this, because the paint tool is it's a little messy. It splashes around a bit if you're not careful. Yeah, that's me looking at how big this bloody thing is and saying, alright, paint tool. Interesting thing, you can't change the paint tool, you can't edit the paint tool when the game is paused, and that right there, that's why I didn't want to use it. And this freezing on screen, nope, your YouTube player is absolutely fine. I got a phone call just here, which thankfully was a very short one, and it was all good. Why the hell didn't I edit this out of the footage? Now I'm starting to worry if my thing is broken. It's not, well, this is the quality entertainment you all come here to see. It's like a nice blank screen of a partially blue canoe. It's blue, dabba-dee, dabba-die, dabba-dee, dabba-die, dabba-dee, dabba-die. Anyway, so, paint tool much faster on the big bit. Much faster on the big bit. Necessary for sanity. Necessary for speed. And we just have to remember to tidy up as we go here, don't we? Don't paint your canoe in public, people might talk. Anyway, and this is also me forgetting that this thing actually is paint number 4, because the whole idea is that this thing is going to be black, and it's going to have sweet red highlights, bro. And yeah, so there's going to be that. Also, I changed my mind of just how much metal I wanted the sides, and I am a little bit worried that keeping the turrets as alloy is going to be a bad idea, but yeah, so, like, I don't know. I don't do the undersides. I might have to do the undersides of this thing in metal at some point. We'll see we'll see where we can get away with it. Depends on what exactly this thing gets shot at. I anticipate most shots will land on the sides. I hope so. I mean, testing against, like, spacecraft just to see how this thing maneuvers, it tends to get hit on the top a lot. But the idea is that it shouldn't get hit on the top that much, because, well, it should fly directly over them and blow their heads off. So yeah, that's the idea. It's like, you know, again, a fast broadsiding cram craft is generally not very smart, because cram cannons inherit velocity from their parent craft, and if you're moving away from the target, the crams get slowed down even more, and that's just a bad time. It's just a bad time. I am moving around a lot in my chair. I hope I didn't permanently stuff up the audio of this, because that would be embarrassing. Embarrassing. BorderWise, look at man. Embarrassing. Not even embarrassing, just embarrassing. Does not deserve extra letter from alphabet. Also, yeah, another shout out to myself, just for anyone curious. I am drawing a lot of dinosaurs on Twitch as well, and it's quite fun. I do recommend the last VOD over on my art channel, Border Art, links down in the description, where I descended to feather hell. So if you liked me just rambling in your ear as a fun background noise, me going off on how hard feathers are to draw, yeah, it was a good time. An exhausting time, but a good one. Also, are you ready for Africa? If you don't know what that means, oh boy, you better come to those art streams. Oh, you better be ready for Africa. Oh, you don't want to be unready for Africa. This canoe is getting ready for Africa, more so as we speak. But it's not ready yet. Don't take this flying canoe to Africa just yet. It will not survive. Well, that's enough shouting out of myself, I think. I'll do that later in the video, don't you worry. If you're waiting with bated breath for the usual YouTuber shtick of like, comment, and subscribe, don't worry, it's coming. Oh yes, say down in the comments how much you're looking forward to that. The exact amount. Alright then, so now just a little bit of painty, not to be confused with panties, that's different. And moment of truth, actually not moment of truth yet. This is me painting, and deciding, you know what, let's do something different here. Let's do this kind of sawtoothy thing. Possibly also should make those wings metal, but at the same time I kind of don't want to. Also, it occurred to me stupidly, I can put that roll control on the wings. Like, that would be smarter because they are further out. That would, in fact, work pretty well. Don't know why I didn't do that. I'll make a note. I'll make a note. Note. I don't remember what I was supposed to do with the LWCs. Oh well. Anyway, this might be the moment of tooth. The moment of crunchy tooth. And that goes like that. Yay! And it worked. And it was only slightly faster than just replacing those blocks manually. And also testing here, making sure that the thing can still get to space, even though it is slightly heavier than it used to be. Boy, making alloy turret caps. That always ends really well. We like that. It ends spectacularly every time. I forgot the thing I was supposed to note. Darn it, tell me in the comments what I just forgot, please. Otherwise, I will forget again. Yes, I could watch this footage over again, but I've already lived through it. Twice, technically. Alright, so now we just have a little CRAM elevation thing there, and I'm just gonna leave it in there. I might have to do that. I might have to mess with that some more at some point, so it's all good. It's all good in the neighborhood. And how easily does it come back down to ground? It does that. Very nice. And yeah, that's me trying to find an ACB, and the game bugged out a little bit, just a smidge. Okay then. ACB, there it is. There it is indeed. Found it! Ah yes, all my AI is clustered into one little block. What is the worst that could happen? That is a weird, not quite benefit of CRAM Canoe, because there's such a cluster of small blocks. They serve as a distraction from your AI compartments, which are also a cluster of small blocks. So all this is, by the way, I was not expecting this thing to actually manage to shoot the Orion, because the Orion actually moves quite fast. The main thing is like, can it get up and be a problem for it? Because if it can, that's very good. And this is also the problem with a CRAM broadsider, especially a fast one, is that if you broadside at speed, the enemy is constantly turning, and that is a problem. And all those crams just whiffed, and that's a problem indeed. And bang, bang, bang. Yep, crams are whiffed, because this thing is Tokyo drifting sideways at something like 100 meters per second. But still, it is showing promise. We actually managed to scratch the paint of this a little bit. So yeah, CRAM Canoe is coming right along. Not a dedicated space vehicle, but she can get up there. And means that it also has the side benefit I just realized, is that if there's particularly tall mountains in whatever campaigns she runs into, she will be able to fly over them, no problemo. I still might have to put like rubber bits on the underlying turrets, because otherwise we might have a bad time. And that is what I needed to put in, is I need to breadboard the ions. Is breadboard the ions, which basically means just copy-pasting a whole bunch of stuff, copy-pasting all of the propeller stuff, and then pasting it, and then changing the names to ions. And that should be much faster, and we'll save that for next time. So, thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. See, I told you I'd get to the self-promotion again. Haha! Aren't you excited? Anyway, please support me on Patreon or YouTube membership. It really helps. And there's fun perks in it for you, like a Patreon-exclusive Discord where you can make fun of me 24/7 for my canoe obsession, and I will review your craft there, I will build stuff for you, I will even draw stuff for you, because, like, I have art streams where I illustrate what it means to be ready for Africa, kind of, in a very tongue-in-cheek way. Go check out those streams on my Twitch. In fact, check out everything on my Twitch. It's very twitchy and nice. You will enjoy it, I promise. Why am I putting on this accent? I sound like Dexter from Dexter's Laboratory. Dee, what are you doing? I think I'm sick of me, and you probably are right now as well, so it's time to end the video. Farewell!